I will start by the fact that in our company, the starting point is the commitment of our chairman and CEO, François-Henri Pinault. He puts really sustainability at the heart of our strategy. For Kering and for him, it's a way to stimulate innovation, to stimulate creativity. And at the level of the group, when we think about the most important issue of our century, it's for us climate change, loss of biodiversity, resource scarcity. And we are very conscious that if we want to continue our business, but also to develop our business, it's really important to be able to build a more eco-resilient business model. So it's one of the reasons why we are really involved in sustainability. The second reason, it's more linked with the ethical side, because as you know, luxury sets the trends, and we think that we have the specific responsibility to lead our sector in this field, but not only to lead by speeches, but also to lead by the example. And the last thing I would like to add, I think our consumer, when they are buying a luxury product, they are expecting a lot of things from our side. So, of course, what we put in a classical way beyond luxury, so it's savoir-faire, heritage, and this kind of thing, but they are also expecting from our side perfect products in a 360 degrees. So it means to take care of people, to take care of planet. That's why for us, sustainability, it's not at all an option, but it's really something key and it's really a necessity.
Okay, perfect. Could you tell us a little bit more about your 2025 sustainability strategy and roadmap?
Alors, so perhaps to go back from the starting point, of course, I can share with you our sustainability strategy 2025, but I would like to mention that Kering has been involved in a sustainability journey from 2005. So we have been involved in a sustainability journey now quite many years ago. If we are speaking about our strategy for 2025, it's really to have a strategy with an holistic approach and with a 360-degree approach. We have one pillar focused on the environmental side. It's called Care, where we want to reduce our footprint by 40%. We have also a specific target linked with greenhouse gas emission. We want to reduce them by 50%. We want to have a full traceability of our raw materials, but our processes by 2020. So I can continue, but you can see that on the environmental side, we have a strong and quantitative target. Quantitative, it's key when you are speaking on sustainability. We have also a pillar linked with the social side. We call it Collaborate. So it's social side inside the company, so linked with our employees, but it's also outside the company, so directly linked with our supply chain. We see our suppliers as partners, and it's very key for us to be sure that they respect social criteria, environmental criteria. And only to mention one topic for the internal side of Kering, we want also to lead for the topic like gender parity, because even if we are in luxury, even if we are in fashion, it remains a topic, so we want to be sure that we will have gender parity at every level for every functions. And the last pillar that makes the links with Change Now Summit, we have a specific pillar dedicated to create. So it's how we can invent new business model. It's really linked with innovation. And in the framework of this strategy, perhaps something that I would like also the audience to go to see on our website, we have the philosophy to open source all our best practices. So we did it by the past for our environmental profit and loss account, but at the beginning of this year, we did it for our Kering standards. So it's really the criteria to be sure that we will reach our target. So I can speak 2 hours about the strategy, but I won't do it.
It's fascinating. You have collaborated with Fashion for Good, the incubator in Amsterdam. Could you tell us a little bit more about it?
Okay. So perhaps to go more in details, why innovation for a luxury group, it's key. When you are thinking about our target link with the environmental side, if we want to reduce by 40% our environmental footprint, today we know only to reach 20%. How can we do that? It's only by putting at scale all our pilot projects, like sustainable cashmere, organic cotton, a tanning process that is metal-free. But to reach the target of 40%, we need innovation and we need disruptive innovation. So that's why we wanted to work with startups. And we think that Plug and Play Fashion for Good, this kind of incubator, it's really something interesting for us to identify new startups, also new raw materials, new processes, but it's also a way to think in a different manner. We didn't wait for Plug and Play to think about innovation, because in 2013 we created the Materials Innovation Lab in Italy. It's a hub where we have 3,000 sustainable fabrics.
Okay, impressive.
We want to do the same thing before the end of this year for watches and jewelry. So we think that it's also a way to have cross-fertilization between external startup, but also our design team, designer, and things like that. And something I would like also to share today, because sometimes when we are thinking about innovation, we are more thinking about new processes or new raw materials. But for me, innovation, it's also a way to do the thing in a different manner. So that's why we were this year the first company to launch what we call a massive open online course with the London College of Fashion. And I can share with you that it's a great success, because for the first session, we have over 10,000 people who had followed this MOOC, and they are coming from over 150 countries. So you see, it's very global to speak about it.
Today we are at Station F. How startups, innovators could collaborate with Kering?
Alors, first, when we are speaking about sustainability, sustainability, it's not only doing one thing, so it's not only doing little things in sustainability. If you want really to be involved in sustainability, you have to embed it from the beginnings. And what we are able to see now is that you have a lot of projects, or you have a lot of story which are really interesting, linked with new materials, links with new processes, how I can do, for example, laser in lab. But the most important difficulty we have, it's really to apply this kind of new thing in the luxury world. Because when you are in the luxury world, you have also to be able, you have a specific challenge, I will say like that, to be able to have the same highest quality standards. And so sometimes you have the technical solutions, it works well, but you are not able to apply in the luxury. And we have, for example, a great collaboration that it could also happen with startup we can see today in Station F. We invest in Worn Again, and we have a specific partner with them, and we began in 2013. And after we see it's how you can separate fiber of cellulose and polyester that are coming from all fabrics, all textile. But you can imagine, before having something that works as a pilot project, something that works with the quantity, and after something that you can apply in the luxury sector, it's a long way. And I think we have really to cross our expertise and really to work together to find the best solution. So I'm very impatient also to have the conversation with them after.